inspired by kingdom principles that work for you.
Hey, this is your girl Rayette Spence for another episode of Relationship Matters. Welcome to RBNTV Network. Now listen, the last episode, I know I read your comments and you guys were asking where's the rest. Well, here we are, part 2 of divorce and separation, life after it. Now what's next? Thanks, my guests again are Simone Bowe and Theo Smith. Come on over. Let's hear what they have to say on this episode of Relationship Matters. So Theo, tell us from your point of view as a man, what is it? What is it that we can do to get it together?
Simone is definitely the limitless life. She is the guru. So
my handler. Sorry, that's what she.
I'm going to steal her away from you because this woman is just
no, you can't.
Full of just listen.
I'll let it to you.
Thank you. And Simone was talking, and when she started talking some things that in my book, because I'm writing 2 books, Single But Am I Available? And the next book I'm writing is How Am I Still in Ministry and Dealing with My Flesh, right? So 2 books I'm getting together. But the thing is now, when you said it so clearly, I was preaching a sermon one time, and I was talking about, the woman with the issue of blood and how she'd been bleeding for such a long, long time, all these years. And how, Jerry came around and wanted to use the healer's daughter, but the woman came in place and the daughter died. And I just got a revelation from that. Sometimes you understand you have a woman with an issue for such a long time because the child in her died. You find women walking around with issues for so long. It's because the child in them, as Simone said, has gone through some trauma. And it's not just the woman, and we always reflect on the woman, but some men has gone through some things from young child, what they've seen in their father, what they've seen and whatnot. So as an adult coming around, you're struggling with certain things. You're struggling with who you are as a man. You're struggling with your confidence, your attitude. You're struggling with all these things. And so we find that in your singlehood, and this is why the book comes Single But Am I Available? Because in your singlehood, you got to understand who you are. And so when you said it so right, be single long enough. And that was my issue as well, not being single long enough, just jumping into relationship. But who you are? What's your identity?
What do you want in life?
That exactly that, right? And so you find people are just are masking. Even though we have the mask on now, a lot of folks have been walking around with the mask for so long that they really don't know who they are and what they want in life. So now what they do is just jump into someone's life. And the thing is now they have not dealt with the wound. And so what's happening now is they're bleeding on someone that they got to cut them. And so I'm finding that we never handled this thing here. I never handled my trauma as a child. And so when I became an adult, I was still walking with this. So if you are looking to get into marriage is good. I love marriage. It's a great thing. Some folks are built for marriage and some aren't. But the thing is now, if you want to have a successful marriage or whatever, I believe there's no such thing as a successful marriage. You go through these issues, you go through the drama, you go through all those things. So that's So you can't expect something perfect. But the thing is now, if you want to go to that marriage where you love each other or you choosing to love each other and whatnot, you gotta find the things in your life that you gotta sort out, because you don't want to carry that luggage to someone's life and mess their life up. And I believe that's what's going around for so long. So much folks have been messing other people's life up because we've been carrying the baggage that we never emptied first.
Yeah. I agree. And I think, because a part of that, it just when Theo was talking, it hit me too. Some other things now, when after you've dealt with yourself, and some of those things, like for me, would have been communication.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And communication is like one of the pillars, I think, of a successful marriage. And I think that in our society, we rush so quickly.
Yes.
To intimacy. that we don't create the spiritual and soulful connections that we need to make through friendship.
Yes.
Just being able to talk with a person. Can you talk for hours with this person? It's not just, people think marriage is just about having legal sex and you're having sex all day, every day.
No, you don't.
You don't. You don't.
Let me tell you, you don't. You
do not. So let's kill that right there. That's what you jump up in the marriage for?
Do not do it. I'm telling you.
Don't do it.
I thought that was something that I definitely struggled with in my marriage because, listen, it was not that you don't want it every day. I'm telling you, I was not into that every single day. I mean, I can go weeks or without. I'm good. And so while some folks would think every day you can do it, oh hell no. If you think you can be that horny,
no jumping around like no bunny. No. But you know something, Simone, as you're talking, right? I think too, what has happened is, I think what persons need in their life as a married couple. Oh, and this is what I was saying about Darren and Harrison. They both said therapy, seeing a therapist is necessary.
Yes.
It's necessary.
It is.
You need a safe space to talk some things through. You need somebody in your life to say, hold the brakes up. You ain't ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
These people coaching these people on, girl, you got the dress, you got this. Everyone's preparing for this day.
And these 3 little sessions with the pastor.
Listen, you need someone to send you out. Listen, when you're talking about going into this thing unprepared, I remember my mentor, Ilsa Evans. You know Ilsa, right?
Yes.
And we're talking about childhood things. Now, in my family, you see, I got married real late. I got married at 44. I got married at 44, real late.
I told you.
Late but ready.
I told you he was coming. I told you.
Yeah, we could talk about that later. So I never saw this. What I saw in my family was, or even the church, the pressure from church. Now you're in church, you've graduated from school, you go get married, you have a white picket fence now because you want to have sex, but don't have sex because you can't have sex because that ain't a good thing. So go get married before you burn. Nobody said, control yourself. Control yourself. You can control yourself. Nobody said that. Oh, you hot? Go get married. So in my head, I'm thinking, so the next thing to do is go get a job, get married. Had this man in my life. Loved me to pieces. You know what I'm saying? Loved me. So this gotta be it. I mean, this man loved me to pieces. Let's do it. And I remember walking into Ilsa's office. He'd asked me to marry him. I said, yes. And this is what we do. We get married, we have babies. That's what you do. I walked into Ilsa's office and I said, Ilsa, Dad excited. Because, you know, she's the youth pastor. You must be excited. One of your young persons are coming to you saying that they want to get married. I said, Ilse, I'm getting married. And this woman looked, and that's in my book too, because this transformed my life. She looked at me, she said, the hell you are. I said, you excited? You know the boy, he won't marry me. She said, listen to me. Next week, we hop it on the plane. You go into Atlanta, and you go figure out what college you want to go to. You're going to break this cycle. See, but nobody in my family went to college. So that wasn't my reality.
Wow.
That wasn't my reality. And so I would have walked into this thing at whatever age I was, unprepared, just knowing that this is how it's supposed to be. And I'm quite sure I would have been a divorcee by now because I really didn't like him like that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Listen, be real. Be real.
The sex was good, and I was a church girl.
Oh, geez.
That's all I was going for that. And he loved me a lot. And this is the problem.
That's the problem.
Because
people will tell you, oh, well, you need to marry somebody who love you more than you anyway. Because that way they can be faithful and committed. And all the garbage. You see all the garbage that we're told?
So who do we go to? Who do we go to? You're here. How many people know you to walk? Why are people being quiet? Who do people go to? We only know but them 3 sessions.
That's so true.
That is
I
true.
mean, are we not being honest in them? Because we saying what we need to say so we could get to the
So we
date.
could get married, that's all.
Correct.
So we can have Simone sing to our wedding.
Right. The wedding singer.
So where do we go? Who do we go to? And I think too is, well, you're a coach, so I think the first thing that you would get to people is you got to be grounded in you. You got to be okay with you.
Yeah.
You gotta be okay with you. And this is like, it's a taboo to be single now.
Yeah.
Everybody's relationship goals and girl, I can't wait. And just listen, boo.
And you know what we don't do well, Rayette? You know what we don't do well? We don't date well.
Oh, first of all, we don't.
I don't want to break you. What I
the meaning of dating anymore. We do not understand the meaning of dating anymore.
We don't date.
Okay. We don't date.
Speak to that. What is dating, Simone?
Don't you?
Dating is like going to a buffet.
Selection
and checking out what's on the buffet.
Thank you. Say it, Simone. Say it.
And saying, oh, okay, that looked good on the outside, but when I tried it, I didn't really care for that. Right, I loved elements of it, but I didn't really go for that.
Right.
And then you move on. And again, now, dating doesn't necessarily mean that, you have to have sex with everybody you talk to. You need to have friendships. Have these friendships of the opposite sex. A lot of the people that you probably should be getting married to are people you've put in the friend zone.
Mm-hmm.
People who you say boring. Mm-hmm. People who you say, they nerdy and all of these other things that you discount them for, but they're actually probably the most stable, evolved person in your life for you. It's what do you need for your life? Just because you may have a life of flash, like, Rayette, you are a public figure. Does that mean you have to marry a public figure?
Right. Talk to that. Because that's what we talked about in the single thing. You don't have to.
No, you don't. Does it mean because you have a master's degree, you have to marry somebody who has a PhD?
Exactly.
You don't. Exactly. Yep. You marry somebody who you are compatible with mentally, spiritually, physically. You believe in the same things. You share things together. You are okay with you doing your thing and I'm doing my thing at certain periods. We can have our friends. We can have friends that we all can hang together. Like our lives can come together in a way where we are complementary to each other.
Yes, and that's the true meaning of equally yoked.
That's is what equally yoked is.
Exactly.
So clearly, I don't know. With this dating thing, and I often tell singles and so forth because someone say, okay, Dr. Smith, if I date someone and date this one, they can call me a hoe. Really?
Right. No, but that is the truth.
It is true. Culturally, it's true.
But it's true.
So I'm saying, how do you know? And so when you say it's like a buffet, how do you know what you want, what you like, and so forth? If you just the first person you meet, oh, he's a handsome guy, and so forth, bam, it's the one for me.
Right.
So you thought you found Boaz, and you found Bobo the clown who got you for a fool.
Okay, that's the truth.
So for me, I always say I want to be able to date, and the thing is now the problem with this dating thing is that persons expose their dating thing. Oh, I'm talking to this person. I'm talking to this person here. They post it on social media. Listen, I just feel that when you're dating someone, it should be a private thing. No one should be in your business. Keep it secret. No one should know what you're doing and so forth. Keep it down low. And when people keep it live, and you think this is something more, stop posting temporary relationships. When you think it's then I'll say, Rayette, listen, Rayette, I think I found a new wife. I think this is the one here. This is who I want. But I'm not going to prematurely come on and say, oh, this is what I want here. And then I found there's a real Jezebel right here. I can't take this. So I think dating should be more in a private matter.
I agree. And I think
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think too with dating, it is about getting to know a person. And so it might be, this is somebody who work is having a function and I could say, man, come to this dinner with me. Because I know I could talk to this person. I could hang to this person. If everybody else boring or being stuck up, at least I know I have somebody I could talk to. Or let's go see the latest movie. Maybe a different type of friend. You may talk to somebody who you connect with on work-related things, and so you're just dealing with things like that. You're talking about education and certifications and things like that. And even as you develop your friendships, you will recognize that you have friends that evolve in that way.
Yes.
You have a friend that you would confide in with personal things. And then you may have somebody who it's just, work-related stuff or your passion projects. You like to deal with the youth. They like to deal with the youth. And so we talk about stuff like that. And we talk about personal things, and this is how we get to really figure out not only what we want, but who we are. The more we interact with people in whole and healthy ways.
Yeah, and I think too, the problem with the dating too is we go into dating with these crazy notions. Like we go into dating with what we perceive we want. We got to be tall, dark, and handsome. And anything outside of that perimeter, no. I think that's one of the things that I knew that my husband was my husband because he's everything I said I didn't want.
Say it.
And I mean, I said it out loud. I would never date a teacher. Because, my husband and I were a blind date. And I mean blind to the point that we saw each other on the first date. No names, no numbers, no nothing. She meant that we were never going to connect. She was like, I'm not going to give you his name because you're going to go Facebook looking him up. On the day of is when we met. Wow. And so I said, I'm teacher. My husband is of Jamaican descent. I said, never. I would never date a Jamaican.
Man, I love Jamaican, man. That accent. Caribbean man.
But here he is with his teaching Jamaican fine self.
I'm telling you, take that. Take that.
And that happened when I was taking care of me.
Wow.
I met him in March. In January, I had already had a conversation with God that I was okay being single.
Wow.
Time in my life, I was okay. Like I was okay. I remember I was losing the weight and I was just in this new place in Abaco and I could just walk. I was okay. And I'm not just talking about being single. I didn't need no man around me, period. I was okay. I had called the social service. I said, I want to adopt a child. I think I could handle a child. I have the money to do it, whatever. And me and my baby, we going to travel. We going to be okay. I'm okay, God. And God said, you know what? You okay?
Now you're ready.
Now you're ready.
That's something.
Now you're ready. And I think, and that's some good nuggets. So right before we end, I'm going to ask you this question. So, would you do it again?
Me?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Would you do it again? Yes.
Would you
do it again?
I would, after much prayer and fasting.
Or no? Okay. Question. Yes. What would you do different the next time? Theo.
For me, I would spend more time. I would communicate more. I would love more. I would be more understanding. I'd be that man that leads, and take the time to lead and really, really communicate and create that bond. I lack that. I think I lack a lot. I know I lack a lot of consistency. So my major thing I would definitely redo again is being more consistent. Yeah.
What would you do differently?
Definitely communicate more of my thoughts and my wants and my needs, ask questions more, and not assume and fold up and shrivel up inside and all of that. So definitely do more of that. I think more balance, because, you know, the longer you're single and running about the place, as they say, you know, and doing your own thing, you know, you could get out of balance. Even for myself, as a single person, I need more balance, but just to make the relationship a priority.
Yeah.
And at the same time, finding that balance of not being clingy either. You know, we always talk about we want a purposeful mate, but with that comes with a price. Yeah. Because when somebody is purposeful, that means that they're passionate and they're driven about that thing that they may actually love more than you. Yeah. And you have to be able to come to terms with that and to say, hey, we're just joining together on this journey, and I love you and I love the fact that you're passionate, and I need to give you room to pursue your passion, but hey, don't forget me over here. And I need to do the same with that person. And I think to just be, the final thing would be to just be a bit more uninhibited, you know, and to not always feel like I have to be in control of myself and on my best behavior. I just need to be myself and to be free and spontaneous and have fun. And
just let me be me.
Yes.
And you know, me could be a handful.
Listen.
Last thing before we leave this, the last thing for real. So Simone, I want you to speak to married couples and persons that are, you said it again, but just reiterate it again. Married couple and persons who are going into to marriage, and then tell us how they can get in contact with you as a life coach, because it's necessary. But speak to those persons getting married, thinking about it, how to approach this thing. Yeah. Now, married people who are already trapped in this thing.
Not the trapped.
Who already know, but
loose
some
around
people
the neck. Trapped. Yeah, they feel trapped.
Some people feel trapped. And divorce it's not, you know, that's not
it's
nothing
not
on the
option. That's not. Right. That's right.
No, we could stay in this and we could be miserable. But how can we turn that misery around? Because it can happen. What are some of the tips that they can do to ensure that now that we are already in this, let's just make it make sense?
Yeah. I think having that honest, deep dive conversation where we understand where we are right now, you know, like that dot on the mall directory that says you are here. Having that conversation with yourselves and saying, where are we right now? And not being afraid to hear those answers. Because one person may say, you know what, I want out. And the other person may say, well, I want to try. Right. And that's your meeting place right there. And and asking that person, well, if you want out, what would it take for you to want in? Right. Right. And then maybe we can start from there. So that's definitely an important place to have that conversation, and not to force people to be fake, to not be real, and to not let people be open and just share how they really feel. Because a lot of times we don't create the safe space for people to be honest. And then that's why people lie, because they just tell you what you want to hear. Mm-hmm. You don't really allow them to be honest.
That's so
lie
true.
And shut down.
You understand?
We're not conversing. We're not having any fun, because you don't know where I'm coming from, and you don't allow me to be free. This is how I feel.
Right, and that's okay.
That's okay.
That's okay. If that's where you are, that's fine. Right. So starting there, I think definitely supporting what Darren and Harrison said. Get support. However that may be, if that is a therapist, if that is a coach, if that's both, then, do it, because both have different purposes. The therapist will help you to unpack those difficult, painful times in your life that you may need that type of support. A coach really is a person for accountability. Now we're trying to get somewhere. We've gone through that healing process, and now we're trying to go somewhere. We have some targets that we want to meet. So you have #relationship goals. then maybe that's where that relationship coach may come into play.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
So get the support that you need and really just figure out for you, peeling back all of the layers of what society may say and all of the voices that come in and tell us things. You know, that was one of the biggest downfalls for me, where I feel like I have huge regrets today of the voices that I listened to that thought they had the best of intentions for me, but they really didn't. And I made relationship choices based on those voices and not on the voice and my voice.
Wow.
And so shaving all of that aside and figuring out, you know, this is who we are and this is what we want. Do a couple's vision board. A couple's vision board. This is how we want our, you know, our home, children, what our goals are, money, health, all of these things. What are the things that we want to do together as this couple and move forward from there? That's good.
That's good. Theo, Pastor, speak to the men in the church. Speak to that. Speak to the whole, like how you said that you were almost forced to be persons finding you know, people being connected in purpose. You do this, y'all are good together. I remember I told a friend that I was interested in this guy in church, and I told him, I said, but he and I are so good together. We do this together, we do that together, we do this. And he said, maybe y'all should start a business.
Listen, that's the truth.
He told me point blank. He said, maybe y'all should start a business because this is not grounds for a relationship. What you telling me, yeah? This is a business thing. And that same very guy that I was interested, I remember him saying to me, and this is another turn. I have so many turning points in my life. I went to him and I said to him, we were talking, and we started to date and everything or whatever. And he looked at me one day, he said, Rayette, I need you. He said, I need you. I just can't figure out a way to want you.
Wow.
He said, I need you, but I don't want you. And how many of us are there for convenience?
Wow.
I need you. I need you. You pull out the stuff in me, and that's what a lot of marriages are. You pulling out the stuff in me. You getting me to where I want to be, but you ain't what I want.
You ain't what I want. You ain't the one.
You ain't the one. You ain't the one that makes me. You ain't the one I want to hang out with. You ain't the one I like.
My God. My God.
You're the one I need.
That's
I go around the world talking that was years ago, and I've never forgotten that. I even asked him today. I said, "You remember him saying that to me?" He said, "I said that to you." I said, "You sure did."
Oh wow.
You.
And I bet that was crushing in that moment, but that was liberating.
Yes, because I approach every other relationship like that from that aspect. You need me, want me, and I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not wanted.
That's right. That's right.
Let's make that clear. And that's the conversations, like Simone said, that have to be had.
Yeah.
Want me here or you need me here? Because if you need me here, that could be a problem because I'm a totally different person. I'm not catering to nobody hand and foot. That's a need. But if you want me here, you're going to work to keep me here.
That's right.
That's deep.
That's right. That is so deep.
I can go to somebody else and get my needs fulfilled.
That's it.
But if wants, everybody can't fulfill them wants. And that's the problem we're having in marriage. We need each other, but we ain't really want each other.
That's the truth. It is hot. It is hot. Charlie, I don't break a sweat on that one.
Oh no. I
Yeah. So again, before we leave, just speak to the men in general. It doesn't have to be in church. Just from your view.
Ray, you basically said you preach a whole sermon. I already saw a seed right now. You preach a whole sermon.
Listen.
I'm ready to sow that seed right there because you said everything I could say in one nutshell when it comes to having a woman that you want and not what you need. Because if a woman continuously just supplies your needs, your wants are gonna be out there so much. You're gonna keep wanting this and wanting that, wanting that. Figure out who you want in your life. Don't rush for it. And figure out who you are as a man. Figure about yourself as a man. Don't allow anyone to pressure you, make you feel this because you see everyone doing it, or you feel a woman coming to you and say, because sometimes women do rush men and say, I want to get married. You give the man an ultimatum, marry me or else. No, take your time and you learn who you are. Take your time and supply yourself. Get yourself financially in order. Every man needs to be able to take care of himself and take care of his family. Get yourself financially in order, education-wise. Put yourself in a position where you're good, you're okay, and don't rush for it. And I go right, this is gonna stick with me so much. Needing and wanting. Find that person that you actually want, because like you would have said, when you find that woman who you want, every day of your life you're gonna work for her. It's never gonna be the same thing. It's always gonna be something different. You're gonna when you get home, you want to blow her mind. It's to be excited to go home to your wife that you just want to blow her mind because she's just this amazing woman that you want so much. So I'd say the last thing I'll say is take care of you. Take care of you on the inside first and learn you, because men are hunters. That's who men are. Men are hunters. And so listen, figure out who you are. That when you get done hunting, you know what you want to settle down with, and you know the life who you want to be in your life.
And don't be pressured by society.
That's it.
And don't be pressured. Your manhood is not based on a wife and children.
That's it. That's true. That's it. Because children are expensive. I have two.
That's what people make men feel like. At this certain time, you have to be married, and that doesn't give them sufficient time to adequately hunt.
That's right.
So true.
That's right.
And so we end up with women who we need.
Hey!
One that we want. Woo! What an episode. Thank you so much, Theo.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Listen. This is. There's some people that I just have to have back on shows, and you guys got to be top on my list. I know when my editors come out, they're going to say, yep, because we got to talk about this some more, because we got to get these relationships together. And the key thing that I keep hearing in everything is, it starts with me. It starts with me.
It does.
It starts with me. The success of any relationship that I enter in begins with me. Thank you so much, Simone. Thank you so much, Theo. We're going to talk off camera. But thank you so much to my viewing audience. I hope that we have said something that can encourage you and sustain you in any relationship, the relationships that you're in, the relationships that you're thinking about. Please join us again on Relationship Matters, RBN Network. You subscribe, call your friends, tell them to sign up and subscribe. And we will see you again on another episode of Relationship Matters. I'm your girl, Rayette Spence. Remember, we are changing lives, one relationship at a time.
You're watching RBNTV. We are networking, promoting, we're scoring points for you, proclaiming, declaring, here to encourage you. No matter the problem, we will enlighten you. We hear you, please listen. There is a point of